Hello, good morning, and welcome to the unboxing of the Microsoft Surface Duo. This video has been a long time in the making, and yeah, I've actually been sitting on this guy for a few weeks now. Yeah, I been trying to find the right time to get it done, and so I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to transition and which way I'm going to go. Currently using an iPhone uh, 11 Pro Max, and we will definitely compare it to that. Prior to that, I was using rather proudly the Lumia. What is this? The 950. I did also have the 950 XL and the 1520 and the 1040 and all of that good stuff, but this was the most recent one I was using. Really love the interface. It's still, like it's hard to beat. It's very simple. Unfortunately, the Microsoft did not stick with Windows Phone, Windows Mobile. But outside of that, I mean, this phone right here for me is doesn't really. It's hard to beat, I would say. So we'll definitely be getting back to that. But this is why we are all here, and so without further ado, let's jump right in. So conveniently placed, we do have a little pull tab right here. So if you guys have seen my other videos, I have struggled with removing the tape, plastic tape. Oh my goodness. This is actually happening. So let's see if I can actually remove it from the box. There we go. All right, so that's the Surface Duo. Wow. I actually went to Best Buy and checked it out in person like a couple months ago, and had some hands-on with it. You can see that in my other video. Let's see, I think that would be up here. And so first impressions were not the best. The software was definitely a little bit buggy, and I just tried to kind of play with it and kind of be optimistic about what the end result might be. But at first glance, yeah, this is it. This is the Surface Duo. So of course we're going to save this guy for later and see what else is in the box here. All right. That's all right. So right here we do have the bumper for the Duo. I don't plan on using it. I hope I can get away with not using it. I prefer to have my phones uncovered. I kind of did succumb to using cases and all that stuff for like the iPhone. But typically, I mean, they're just quite the sight to behold when they're not clad and covered in plastic and leather and whatever the case may be. So anyway, here's the bumper for the Duo. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I did get Microsoft Complete, so I can somewhat risk not having bumper on the phone. All right, so let's see what else we've got in here. All right, so we have got the SIM ejector tool. as well as user manuals and user guides and all that fun stuff that we all love reading. So, yep, I'm gonna have a blast reading through every last word of that. All right, let's see what else. All right, so this looks like some sort of cabling, and indeed, we have got a USB-C to USB-C charging cable, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, I just unboxed the Surface earbuds the other day, and they had the USB-A to C. It's just kind of interesting to see why and when they choose to go with C and A and all that. But definitely glad in this case that it is USB-C. I do have another product of theirs that has USB-C to C, which would have been, or gray rather, the gray, which would have been, I think, ideal in this situation. And this appears to be a the charging brick for it. So there we go. In all its glory, just a standard USB-C doohickey for you to plug your cable into. All right, well, that's enough of all the preliminaries. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. The reason why we are all here today. So this is the 256. This is just this right here, Android, like with Microsoft. I never thought I'd see the day, but here we are. Anyhow, so let's get back to the phone. There she is in all of her glory. So this certainly is a remarkable piece of hardware. Wow. This is going to be fun. So what I'm going to do is actually, so before I turn it on, let's do a quick hardware tour. Right here, we have got a power button along with the volume rockers right here. This right here would be the fingerprint reader. And then we've got right here the SIM card slot. Prominently featured right here, we do have the 11 megapixel solo camera. So this will serve as both the front facing and rear facing, and you will just swivel the screen to kind of toggle between both modes. Right here you will find the USB charging port, USB-C charging port that is, and I think that's about it. There's nothing on the other side. Just a really nice clean surface. No pun intended. So let's go ahead and turn it on and see what we've got here. Well, let's go ahead and turn it on and see what we've got here. There we go. All right, let's see if I can try to set this up real quick. Yes, we are English. This, I mean, like, before I go any further, I just gotta say, like, this is this is remarkable hardware. Like, it feels really, really great in the hand. So we can kind of see it next to an iPhone 11 and our legacy Lumia 950. Let's see how they kind of stack up against each other. Let's get these guys out. Cortana. All right, so here we go. So right here we've got the Lumia 950, and we've got the Surface Duo, and then of course we've got the what is this thing called? The iPhone 11 Pro Max. So you can kind of see how they stack up against the Duo. So dual screen, it does have two 5.6 inch screens diagonally, which combined make up 8.3. So let's see, and this is like 4.8 millimeters thin, I believe. It's yeah, this is gonna be cool. Let's see if we can just get into this. Set up mobile network. I'm gonna skip that because I don't have my SIM card out. Internet connection, why not? Connect to our internet. Let's see, what is my password? All right, so we're connecting to our internet here. Let's see. Checking for updates. So there's definitely going to be a lot of updates. No, I'm not going to back up anything. We're just going to start from scratch. Sign into Google. All right, let's do that. Uh-oh. Okay, that's not so bad. So far, the typing experience seems pretty good. Let's see, what is my password? I think we've got it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to definitely do like a 24-hour update, or as close to that, between 1 and 3 days. I'm going to go through all the updates that are available. I'm sure there will be at least a couple cumulative updates to bring this guy current. And then I'll let you guys know how the experience. Sign in with Microsoft. Don't mind if I do. All right, so as you can see here, it's kind of giving us a heads up on how to navigate the dual panes. You can swipe gestures and app pairs and all that good stuff. That's how you go back. See your open apps. Move an app between screens. Maximize an app across screens. I'm all set. Let's get into it. All right. This is it. This right here is the Surface Duo in the flesh. Fantastic. All right. Well, so there's definitely a lot to kind of unpack here and kind of get into and digest. Going to be very interesting to see how the camera works and just the user experience using two screens. It feels like a premium piece of hardware. That is for sure. So Yeah. We can already see some of the bugs that are present. So I'm going to go ahead and update it, and we're going to check back hopefully within 1 to 3 days and see how it is using an amazing piece of hardware. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm gonna try to use it like this. I'm not gonna have the any bump or any case or anything. I might get a screen protector for it, but I think for now I'm gonna risk it just as it is and kind of see how that works out. So anyway, that's the unboxing, kind of first impressions and hands-on and all that good stuff of the Microsoft Surface Duo. Um, wow, it feels really good to close. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but it's really satisfying when you close. And let's see if we can get a look at that peek feature. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's a little peek feature right there. You can kind of see a little bit of what you got going on without opening your phone all the way. Anyway, so that's about it. This is how it compares with the iPhone 11 Pro Max. This has a case on it, of course. And this is this was gone too soon. Windows 10 Mobile gone too soon. This was I don't know. It kind of makes me sad to think of all the the potential that this had that was never realized. At that time, Microsoft was combining messaging with Skype, and it was supposed to be like an iMessage competitor and all that good stuff, and just it never materialized. And I think that ultimately they kind of threw in the towel. I so I mean, just like in regards to this Duo, I mean, it runs Android. Like this would be 1,000 times more cool if it was running Windows. Some derivative, whether it's a Andromeda or a Santorini or just whatever, Windows Core OS, something that Windows Core, because I think that would lend itself nicely to this form factor, especially considering Centaurus was supposed to have been coming out this year, but is not, has been since delayed indefinitely. But this, I think this with Windows, because like if this is not a phone, right? This is a modern mobile computing device, and I think as a result of that fact, like you can this guy you can kind of barely classify as a smartphone, as this guy. Like I think we are clearly and obviously in the post smartphone era, and to label this as a phone, which I know some do and some don't, depends on which side of the fence you're on, but it really limits and diminishes the kind of the scope and understanding of how you would look at this type of device, because it far exceeds the function and the performance of a phone, in that it literally is like a mini laptop on the go or tablet. We have the Surface Pro X, and for many people this can be the only computer. And this doesn't have 5G. I mean, this is 4G LTE, but 5G is kind of a novel experience right now anyway. And so I think for most people, you can kind of get away with something like this as a solo computing device. The camera reports have suggested that the camera is not the best, but I think that that's something that can be improved. I'm glad they did not have any camera bump protruding on the exterior, because that would have maybe kind of lessened. I mean, this is a really elegant piece of hardware. It's one of a kind. It's unmistakable, and completely stands out from the rest. And I really like that idea. And so I think keeping it really smooth as it is, and sleek, was the right way to go. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to kind of sinking my teeth into this. And so I'm going to have to take my SIM card out of my old phone and pop it in here. And that's going to be the only way to really get a good idea of what this guy is and what it can do and what it is to live in a world of dual screens. And with all due respect to LG and Samsung and all those others who have tried, this does not compare to the Velvet. That is to say, the Velvet doesn't compare to this. Like this is apples and oranges. The V60 and those that have the detachable kind of case that gives you the secondary screen. No, this is a whole other ball game. And so it does support. I think there's about like four different postures they call it. So this is like I don't know the names of them, but this is one posture, and this is another. Um, and then you've got phone mode, um, and then you got book mode. Book mode feels really, really good. Like holding it like this just feels like you're doing something. I just feel productive just like holding it like this. And I can kind of envision having to either dissimilar or identical apps on either screen and kind of taking care of business. So um, I'm excited to really start using this. I'm going to stop the video so I can actually start playing with it. But do stay tuned for updates. They will be forthcoming. Thank you very much for watching, and do stay tuned for more. Gonna have a lot of coverage on this and other Microsoft products in the near future. So that's it for now.